hire some really good maid service for that room because it's an absolute shambles. Because if the rest of the movie was even half as good as how well this scene was shot, I gotta see the rest of it. Well, what's that? George Foreman grill? Hey guys, John here, aka Bruce Lee. I'm a kickboxing teacher from Canada, and today we're reacting to Atomic Blonde, released in 2017. I've never seen this movie before, so I don't know exactly what to expect, but there is a hand-to-hand fight scene here, so we're gonna take a look at it and break it down. Alright, so I'm gonna give it a score based on two criteria. 1 out of 10 on how realistic I think it is, and 1 out of 10 on how entertaining the movie is. Alright, so let's get into it. Also, this movie is rated R, so I think it's pretty gory, just a heads up. Alright, let's get into it right now. Camping the corner. Oh! God damn! Okay. So I'm gonna let it play out almost full before I break it down any of the moves. But why would you not reload before closing the gap? Oh, there's another guy. Double team. Okay. Oh. Ah. Damn. Oh, get up! Oh! Oh! That is brutal! What was that? George Foreman grill? Jeez! She's looking for a weapon. Oh, she found the corkscrew. We got the stank leg going on. I'll talk about it after. Ugh. She sells a corkscrew. Oh!
Am I a bitch now?
Ugh. Don't mess with her. I think that guy's duct taping his intestines together. Damn. We're gonna have to hire some serious maid service for that, that's for sure. Let's go back to the beginning here. First of all, kind of first impression is that that looks like it was a one-take video, which is super impressive, you guys. Like, when you see in movies, like a lot of big name movies, like I think like Fast and Furious does this, as well as like Die Hard movies, where like the camera angles are constantly cutting in and out at different angles, different sides, and that gives the actors a chance to be like, to take a break, or to be like, hey, you go over there and I'll do this, or like if you mess something up, you can like fix this lamp over there. So to pull off everything that happened in that scene in one take, like no cuts in the camera, it takes some serious skill from a filming standpoint and a lot of preparation, right? Because they were hitting each other with chairs, lamps, glass, they broke shelves. I think a painting might have fallen, right? So if you mess up any little thing in this scene, you have to set up that whole room again. So that right off the bat is super, super impressive. And I was fully immersed in this clip. So she's camping in the corner here, letting the guy walk in, hits him, pow, in the face. Ah. Suppresses the guy. So here's where I don't get. So basically the guy that she's fighting, he's going to come in. He's going to suppress her with 3 shots, and then basically, you know, just try to get in close. What I don't understand, and I'm not a gunman, or so maybe hunting experts or military experts out there, you let me know what you think in the comments below, but I think you should have reloaded or used a full mag and saved those 3 bullets for another time, and go in with this full mag if you're trying to cut the distance down and encroach on her space. So he gets in close. She switches the grip because she knows he's trying to come in close, so she's almost kind of baiting her in. I'm not a gun expert, but I think most people that do the melee, they actually hold the barrel and have the hilt as the blunt bludgeoning instrument. What she's done here is hold the hilt upside down to use the barrel as part of her forearm to hit it that way. I don't know if that's necessarily more effective. I want to use the hilt. I think it's easier to hit like this than to try and karate chop someone. Just my opinion. It's possible the barrel is too hot for her to hold right now, so she opts to hold it by the hilt and use the barrel as part of her forearm. But I think kind of this chopping motion versus a bludgeoning instrument is not as effective. Whatever it is, though, she's going to make it work. And he reloads, and I think she hears it. Yeah, so you clearly hear that clip falls out of the gun. You hear all of that, and then she's like, "Okay, this is my chance to go in." I think you should have gone in with a fresh clip and not risked himself. Okay, anyone that you're fighting that has a weapon that works best at like medium range. And wait, so if I say close range, where like you're literally nose to nose with someone, and far range is like where you can't even touch each other, like you're super far away. He's got a far range or like a mid range weapon, which is a gun. Sometimes the best thing to do is to get in close, like what she's about to do right now. So right there, she gets in and starts hitting him. He can't use the weapon because A, it's not reloaded, and B, if it was loaded, like trying to aim kind of like this doesn't make sense. Like the optimal aim is where your arms are extended, and she's in that space. She's occupying that space. So for example, if someone's fighting you and they're really good at kicking, sometimes the best thing for you to do, and oftentimes the best thing for you to do, is to actually get in tight and get in close. You might risk taking some damage on the way in, but you want to start using your punches or your elbows or your wrestling and not give them that advantage they have with the kicks. Throws her around. Didn't see that guy coming. So look at all the stuff they've broken so far, right? Again, one take video, super, super impressive. He's still going for the gun. So, same idea there. Like, if you see someone who's about to load a weapon like that at you that works at range, you want to get in as close as possible and nullify that advantage. Oh. Oh. Brutal. Nice. So that was actually pretty well done, and so he hits her in the face and then goes for a right hook to the body, so kind of staggers her for a bit, and she's kind of like standing there with her wides out open, and he goes in for a really good modified clinch. And the reason I'm going to call it a modified clinch is that where I would train is like you can't really grab people's shirts because you're wearing boxing gloves, but what he did and what you're supposed to do is grab them by the neck, right here where the neck bends. So if you go up and down, you'll feel kind of where the joint is that bends. You want to grip that position with either or both of your hands, and once you have it, you'd actually steer a person's entire body by controlling that joint in the neck. All right, and he has the other hand. In this case, he actually grabbed her jacket, I think, for some extra grip. But normally, what I would try to go for is one in the neck, the other also on the neck, or the other one kind of like grabbing their arm, so you can turn and control your opponent. And in this case, he's slamming her around. Ooh, really good. So now that the gun is out of the question, what he should be doing exactly that. Try to use your strength and size to your advantage in those kinds of engagements, right? You don't want to give her, now that the gun is out of the equation, you don't want to give her too much space to use. She's lighter and possibly quicker, so you want to get in tight and take away that speed advantage by using the strength advantage instead. She's got the George Foreman grill ready. He's got a chair stick. Oh! That sound gets me. Oh. Ooh. So at this point, they're fatigued, and it might seem a little bit weird. This is, I think, 90 seconds into the clip now, and they're super, super tired, and this totally makes sense, and is absolutely realistic. Like, in a fight like this, it's not like you're jogging, where you're only going like 60-70% of your heart rate. It's like you're at a sprint, right? Your adrenaline, your heart's going at 100%, and you're trying to put everything you can because it's a life or death situation. And remember, this is a one-take video, guys, so they're gonna pan the camera over. So in like the 3 seconds we don't see that guy, they must have put more makeup that looks realistic on his face. So he's panning over, and now look at his face, right? That makes it feel so much more real because, again, like the camera's not going back and forth. You're not cutting the clip to be able to put that makeup on. They put it on in the scope of maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and for me, that it feels super realistic. This guy could be bleeding for real, for all I know. Look for another weapon. She finds a corkscrew. So if ever you're in a situation, so this is a female fighting a larger opponent, a male, but really any time that you want to defend yourself, if you can grab something like even like your keys and have the keys pointing out of your fingers like that, you can get the full momentum and thrust of the punch, but then the sharp cutting a point of like a key, or in her case a corkscrew. Absolutely smart way to defend yourself, guys. Like if you have to do it, it definitely, that's pretty realistic. I know it's a serious scene, but I think this is just so funny. Oh. So let's pause it there, super quick. So let's back it up, actually. So this whole thing there where they're super wobbly. They got me and my best friend, JB, if you're watching this. So they got the stank leg, right? That's what we like to call it, and it's basically it's coupled of 2 main reactions: fatigue and brain trauma. Okay, so the guy's been hit in the head by a lamp and a George Foreman grill. She's been hit in the head repeatedly because when you're being slammed against the wall or on the ground, you get hit like your body, your chest gets hit. It knocks the wind out of your lungs, but also it's kind of like a whiplash that happens. So you get kind of like your head rocking around a little bit. And so imagine like whiplash in like a car accident. Bang, it makes you dizzy, it makes you not really stand up straight, because basically what's happening is the balancing part of your brain, like kind of the inside of your ears, are way out of sorts, and your brain might have been concussed as well, okay? So that concussion, that brain trauma is factoring into like how your leg's not working, but also just straight up fatigue. So if you imagine like running up like 150 stairs, right? Maybe the first 50, you're going in straight, looking smooth, looking tight, but by the end of it, you might be like, because that's what fatigue looks like in your body. It doesn't operate optimally as you would like it to. So when you're tired as all hell, and you've been being knocked around on the head quite a bit, this whole stank leg looking thing they got going on where they're wobbly is 100,000% realistic. So this, you see here where she just dodged. So he goes in for actually some 2 really good hooks. So he goes right hand, left hand, and has to dodge. So she's able to get out of the way very easily because, again, she's lighter and possibly quicker. So in this mid-range, absent the factor of the gun, she actually might have an advantage because of her speed and reflexes. So what he should be doing is trying to grab her and use the strength to circumvent that speed. Oh, god damn! So if the armpit's a pretty sensitive area, even if you just like jab in like your finger. So imagining a corkscrew.
I want to be a
So this is a favorable position for him. He could actually have this this chokehold a little bit better with two things. A, he's not controlling the body. So if you're on the ground, you usually want to wrap your legs around their hips so they can't turn. Okay, so her objective is basically fight the hands or fight the grip first. So the ideal grip, if someone's head is right here in my right arm, I have my forearm and arm around their neck, and the other hand, I want to lock it in into the elbow of my other hand to support. He's got a grip like this, so it's like palm to palm, which works as well for sure. Her objective is to basically, if I'm getting choked out, I want to fight the hands. So I want to reach up and try to break the grip of those hands, and eventually like open up this hand and open up this hand to create the space for you to get out. What you also want to do is turn into your opponent against the side that they're choking you with. So he has the right arm around her neck. She wants to turn into the right and face face your opponent and face into the shoulder, and that will create some space for her neck to breathe so she doesn't get choked out. Okay, so you gotta fight the hands and protect the neck first in this position. I think he's forgetting about the corkscrew though, which he's gonna use. That works as well. Also, to control the body, what you can maybe do is actually push her against turn and push her against the wall so she can't turn out and kind of squirm her way out of this position. Oh! Oh! Jeez!
Am I a bitch now?
Yeah, don't call people the B word, guys. It's just not nice. And also, they might kill you. That guy's... he's done. Oh, that guy, the guy I thought was just bandaging his body. You know what? Duct tape fixes just about anything. So if trying to fix your body with it, whatever. But I think it's actually bandage I see now. Bloody, bloody. And they walk off. Again, I hope you can hire some really good maid service for that room because it is an absolute shambles. So my final thoughts on this, guys, is that it was an amazing movie, and I think I'm gonna buy the movie and actually watch the rest of it, because if the rest of the movie was even half as good as how well this scene was shot, I gotta see the rest of it. Now let's look at the realism. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how real did you think it was? I'll give you a second to think about it. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was very, very realistic. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is I think once the gun was kind of like out of the way and not really a factor in the fight anymore, I thought the guy should have used his strength more to his advantage. So where we had it grabbed up, he was the most successful, but he would throw her and let her go. And I think that's a mistake because you're giving her a chance to A, catch her breath, give her some space to stand up and face her again. I think you should have grabbed her and you can slam her into whatever furniture, whatever IKEA furniture you want. You break apart like a desk, break apart a shelf, put her into the drywall, whatever it is, but then maybe just stay on her and keep using that size, or maybe take her down, get on top, and do some ground and pound. You want to maintain that strength and size advantage, and by letting her free, she could start to use her speed and reflexes a bit more, which is the main time that she was successful against him. So probably his best part, if it wasn't for the corkscrew, is where he had her in that chokehold. Like, he's stronger, he's bigger, he has the leverage, everything was going right for him, but he forgot about the weapon in her hand, which he jabbed right just into his armpit earlier. So that was a big mistake, and he started trash talking. He thought he won. That part, the trash talking and the hubris of that is realistic, but again, I think that if he was as trained as they make it seem, this assassin or whatever he is to be, is that he should have just stayed on her and keep pouring the pressure on, right? Like, why give her a chance to come back when you can just absolutely just keep pressing on, all right? In terms of entertainment factor, I think it's pretty clear from my reaction so far that this is a 10 out of 10. So excellent job from Atomic Blonde, whoever made this movie, and these actors and actresses, choreographer, makeup, everyone involved in this. They absolutely killed it, and I don't know how I have not heard of this movie before. So that's a total score of 9.5 out of 10. And yeah, and that's all there is to say. That was just good film and some good martial arts, right? Some good hand-to-hand. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys, or saw some value in it. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe so you can see some more of the videos I have comment out, and I'll see you next time. Bruce Lee out.